Hey everyone, this is Shpan, and today we're looking at a mod called Locations Overhauled Thieves Guild. The vanilla version was severely in need of some reimagining, and who better to help us out than the mod author Waitin. I just started a new character, and she's my first proper stealth build character that's focusing on progressing through the Thieves Guild, so it was the perfect timing to showcase another awesome location overhaul mod. But before we start, if you enjoy Daggerfall content like this, please consider supporting me by subscribing to my channel or to my Patreon, which is free to join through the link in the video description below. And with that out of the way, let's take a look at the Thieves Guild Overhaul mod. This mod actually includes more than just the Thieves Guild interior. It also redesigns the entire surrounding block. This mod is so well integrated with another mod called Beautiful Cities of Daggerfall that it can be a little bit difficult to know exactly where this mod begins and where Beautiful Cities of Daggerfall begins. But once you start coming and going from this location more often for quests, you'll be able to recognize this sort of entire block area here pretty quickly. And it's all from the Thieves Guild Overhaul mod. And so let's start walking around. The outdoor shop here is an awesome addition. Looks like a baker is selling their goods here. This marketing tactic must work really well in real life as well. Put any freshly baked goods on the edge of a window and passerbys will catch a whiff and be unable to resist. Moving on, we have a lot more outdoor decorations than you'd see in vanilla Daggerfall. Benches, campfires, other seating, signs, and miscellaneous household items all bring a lot of life into this urban area. We see some homeless people here right outside of the Thieves Guild. We'll check out the new interior for the Thieves Guild in a little bit, but first let's finish touring all of the other additions on the block. All of these small touches like the hanging ribbons and awnings look really great. They create a feeling that this space is designed with a lot of foot traffic in mind. I also like how a lot of buildings are a lot closer together than what you might be used to seeing in vanilla Daggerfall. It creates an opportunity to have more alleyways where you can decorate the area with more storage. This is a really nice touch. A couple of alleyway vendors trying to attract some business with their goods displayed here. I really like the cobblestone style roads we have here as well. I'm not entirely sure if this is from the Thieves Guild Overhaul mod or Beautiful Cities of Daggerfall mod, but cobblestone makes sense in an area that needs to endure heavy traffic like this, especially from wagons and horses. And so I think it fits really well in here and a lot of other Daggerfall City interiors as well. It could be nice. And let's head back in the direction of the Thieves Guild. One more look at the side of the building here. And now that we've properly explored the surrounding block, it's time to check out the new interior for the Thieves Guild. So I have all the doors already opened here, and excuse some of the clipping, that's an issue with the extremely tiny original design of the building. It's not an oversight from the mod author. If you haven't joined the Thieves Guild in any of your playthroughs, then you might not know that it always has the same interior no matter which city you're in for each region. So every Thieves Guild in High Rock looks the same, and every Thieves Guild in Hammerfell looks the same, as far as I understand it. It's not like the Mages Guild, for example, which has a few different possible interior designs even within the same region. I gotta say, it already feels so much more lived in than the original design. The mod author made great use of a lot of the new assets provided in the Daggerfall Expanded Textures mod. Now these closets actually hold some appropriate items like cleaning supplies and tools. Great carpeting and some boots at the entrance here is a nice touch as well. This bedroom here is mostly the same actually, and I always felt this space was really out of place in the vanilla version of the Thieves Guild. It's one of the largest rooms in this very tiny building, and yet one mostly useless member occupies the area. The vanilla space we were given for the Thieves Guild is of course really tiny. This interior has almost no space to maneuver, but if I had to nitpick one thing about this mod, it's that I wish the mod author was able to maybe change this space here into a dormitory space of some sort. Some way to make it seem as though the Thieves Guild offers a place to sleep for its members. Even though I understand there could be an argument to make that members don't actually sleep here and instead it's only used as a meeting place of sorts, but even so, having an emergency dorm area for when people need to stay low after a sketchy mission would have been a nice touch. And this room I think is really the only candidate for where it could have been placed. But like I said, that's just a nitpick of mine. And I actually guess you could also make the argument that this lady is here as sort of a front for the operation of the Thieves Guild. If any authorities come in, she could be, just pretending this is a normal home here, nothing to see here. And then secretly in the attic, there's a whole underground Thieves Guild operation taking place. But let's move on from this area here. This next area is a really cozy kitchen-like area with our quest giver sitting on the floor here. This is such a nice improvement from the original area, and yet it's still recognizably the Thieves Guild. The hanging plant, painting, carpet, and all the tiny objects occupying the tables makes the area feel really lived in. Also, these support beams look great. It's nice to see this kind of structural diversity for Daggerfall interiors. I'm no structural engineer, but how the mod author has placed these support beams is really convincing. I kind of wonder if they used a real structure as a reference. Let's check out the main area of the Thieves Guild now. More of these awesome support beams create a sort of passageway that looks really nice. The place is filled with large storage containers now and some nice carpets. Again, it's another tiny space, but it's definitely functional and a lot more visually appealing than the vanilla version we were given. We have all the important Thieves Guild NPCs here in mostly the same spots. Oh, and a sign of some sort here. Maybe a place for members to write notes for important daily or weekly missions. I've always liked the vibe in this area, because it really feels like some underground secret hideout. A little base of operations in the attic of a random building under the noses of the authorities of the city. And this mod has kept it functioning the same, but looking 100 times better, so I really appreciate that. I wanted to quickly compare this Thieves Guild Overhaul mod that we see for High Rock with some of the Thieves Guild iterations that you might find in Hammerfell if you have the beautiful cities of Daggerfall mod installed. So right off the bat, a lot of the interiors are almost identical. We have this room again with the bedroom and the lady that sits here. And if we keep going further, we'll see there's a little underground passage here, but first let's look at the cafeteria area. And it's kind of empty. This is with beautiful cities of Daggerfall installed. But heading downstairs into the actual Thieves Guild operations room, and we see an actually very impressive and nice looking little underground hideout here. We have a bunch of the usual NPCs hanging around, some gold and treasures on the tables here. And the bookshelves are, well stocked. The desks have a lot of cool little textures on them. We have some loose weapons hanging around as well, which are very cool to see. Some more of the usual NPCs here. But something I really like, actually, in this one, and it would have been really cool to see in the High Rock version, is this little secret getaway space over here. You see they got a little boat there for making an escape if the authorities raid the area. You can't actually open this gate, it looks like. So it's just aesthetic, but that's cool still. It's an awesome addition. After comparing both versions of the Thieves Guild, I'm not actually sure which one I like better. I do like that the Hammerfell Thieves Guild locations have a lot more space to play with. They don't feel so tiny and so contained, and you don't feel so stuffed in that space. There's a lot more room to maneuver. But the High Rock Thieves Guild has a lot more classic Thieves Guild feeling to me. Feels more like a secret operation, an underground place. And I like the idea that they're all sort of hiding in the attic of an otherwise normal building in the city. Overall, I really like this interpretation of the Thieves Guild. Something I always personally look for in location overhaul mods is a reinterpretation that still feels like Daggerfall to me. My personal taste is more for overhauls that look great, but take into consideration the original vision for the area and keep the identity of the place intact. I want to be able to tell that this new area that I've overhauled is still the area from the original game. This is still very clearly the Daggerfall Thieves Guild, but reimagined in a really nice way. I think the mod author has done a good job considering we were given such a tiny place to work with in the original version. This mod will make a great addition to any thief-like character playthrough. Hope you guys enjoyed this one, thanks for watching, and take care everyone.